Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tonya, and today we are talking about the top 4 reasons I think that this eclipse happening today, as I'm filming this, on June 5th, 2020 in Sagittarius is so important and relevant and what you really need to know about it. So at the end of this video, you're gonna have the top 4 kind of like headlines that I think you need to know about and see in the chart, and just in order to understand what's actually going on, okay? And then in the next video I'm doing, if you want to make sure you see that, subscribe. We are going to be talking about each one of these aspects in more depth and actually like interpreting them. But in this video, it's just the headlines of what you need to be seeing in the heavens right now in order to actually kind of make comprehensive sense of like what's happening in the world, and maybe, who knows, to give you a little more hope and kind of like cheer, if you will. So to go through these 4 headlines, let's get into this. The first thing I want to draw your attention to, friend, is that this is the first eclipse in a 1.5-year eclipse cycle, okay? Because the nodes just switched, okay, literally just switched into Sagittarius and Gemini, and this is the first major, like, this is the eclipse that is opening up. This is the first big full moon, okay, that's like opening up this whole cycle on the eclipse, you know, cycle period. So anyway, there's that. And then you want to look at what's happening. So the planets that are being activated, Mars is actually in a square to this moon, okay? That's the next big thing. That's number 2 out of 4, okay? Mars is the planet of action, it's the general, and it's literally the planet of war and, you know, energy. It's like literally the achiever, the accomplisher, the hustler, the getter, the action planet. So it's in square, which is definitely, you know, firmly an astrological conversation of tension, but also manifestation. If you haven't already been around to the Wisdom Drop knowledge on that, make sure you know that a square aspect is a manifesting degree. But more on that in tomorrow's video, so be sure you're subscribed. Moving along, the third aspect that I want to draw your attention to is that Venus is exactly opposite this moon at the time that this is happening by like a few degrees, okay? So this eclipse is being marked as like a beacon, and I'll go into more interpretation in the second video, but it's being marked as like a beacon of bringing in this new 1.5-year cycle of what is to come. And that leads me to the 4th and final headline I want to get your attention to, and that is that the dispositors, or like the ruling planets of each one of the signs that both Mars, and Venus are currently housed in, okay? Those rulers of those signs that Mars and Venus are currently in are doing very interesting things right now in the heavens. Trust and believe. We will talk about that in the next vid, okay? So just to quickly recap those for you, because I know it was a lot, the first thing is that this is the first eclipse of this season that's like opening up the doors to 1.5 years of karmic energetic experience, lessons, fated events for all of us individually and collectively. Number 2, and therefore is flavoring this 1.5-year cycle. And whatever happens now, y'all, this is what I should have said earlier. Whatever happens now, pay attention, because it's going to be coming up throughout the next 1.5 years. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Watch it. Astrology plays out. The second headline is that Mars is in square, okay, to this moon. And it's actually in a T-square configuration. We have Mars at the apex in Pisces, which is so relevant, and we will talk about that in the interpretation video. And the third major headline is that Venus is in direct opposition, okay, with the moon in this eclipse, okay? So that's the thing. And the 4th and final thing is, again, that the rulers of each one of those Mars and Venus planets, which are currently you know, they're obviously the passion planets throughout all times, but they're in hard aspect to this eclipse. Those rulers of those signs that those planets are currently transiting are doing some very interesting things, okay? So if you want to be in the loop and you want to grow this whole vibe that we're growing here on the Wisdom Drops, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the shares. I appreciate each and every one of you who does that. So thank you. And with that said, my friend, until next time, and through then, may the stars be with you. Peace.